Well, this Saturday night before we go to bed, we set the clocks back an hour as daylight saving time comes to an end.
Yeah, it's going to get darker earlier, and that can make a lot of us sad. I mean, sad, it's a real thing. It's called seasonal affective disorder.
Dr. Artemis Morris is joining us right now to tell us what we can do. So, you know, Kara has been a big proponent of SAD for years. She says she really gets affected by it. Me, not so much because I go to bed so early, but this is a real thing, right?
Absolutely. Actually, it affects 4 out of 5 Americans, about 5% of the population. Yeah.
And some people, I've gone to the SAD center at Yale where they really help people who end up with clinical depression every winter. I don't think I'm that bad, but I notice I have lower energy or I'm moody. And I know people like you have started to tell me there are some things you can do, like take vitamin D, get one of those light boxes. It does help me. So I want everyone to know, because we kind of have to start doing this sooner rather than later. You don't just wait till you start feeling it, right?
Absolutely. There are some things you can do to prevent it, you know, and we have a few very simple things, 2 nutrients you might not have thought of, but one of them is vitamin D. Absolutely. Vitamin D, light therapy, fish oil, and exercise are the 4 biggies. And of course, counseling, you know, of course, goes without saying. But with vitamin D deficiency is actually associated with increased risk of mental health problems in general and decreased resilience to stress, as well as we've talked about how it affects our immune system. So vitamin D is important. You want to get those optimal levels for sure.
Now, when you say optimal levels, what are we talking about? Because I don't really know the numbers.
What should we take each day? Just in general. I know we want to ask our doctor and all, but a lot of us, I've done enough stories to know that we're all pretty much deficient in this area of the country. We're not getting enough sunlight, especially in the winter. So what's a good baseline for our viewers to start taking?
A good baseline is about 2,000 IUs, and it also can as micrograms. So, you know, they kind of switched over to the micrograms, but it really depends on, you can get it tested. It's called 25 hydroxy vitamin D is the test for it. And you can ask your doctor to test you for vitamin D deficiency. But 2,000 is a good start. You know, it comes in capsules, it comes in sprays. You know, my kids love the spray. I give that to them. And it's also found in food. So I have some foods in the back here, some eggs, yogurt, and of course fish, which is one of the best ways. The wild caught fish have vitamin D in it as well.
So a little hard boiled egg.
Can I ask the dumb question again? If you get vitamin D from sunlight, correct? So if you're wearing sunscreen, are you getting vitamin D, or is that blocking the vitamin D from coming into your body?
That's a great question, because sunscreen does prevent vitamin D from getting absorbed. So absolutely. So, you know, you want to protect yourself against skin cancer, obviously. But, you know, if you don't need sunscreen, if you're not going out at a time and you don't have the kind of skin that's very sensitive to it, then, you know, going out with the sunscreen is a good idea at that really nice time of light, like the optimal time, which is morning to afternoon. Absolutely.
So fish oil, we've talked about this before. It's one of the foundational 4. We want to take a high quality fish oil with EPA and DHA. I also want to get to the light boxes. That's something they use as real therapy. They can prescribe it for you, certain doctors. But there's a lot of them all over. We don't just get any light box on Amazon, because you need a certain number of whatever it's called, the voltage of the light, I guess.
Yeah, so the fish oil, absolutely. You know, that was the next one. They come in liquid, capsules. And actually with the fish, it's sometimes better to buy a good quality fish, because it's really expensive to get the kind of fish that's not going to also have toxins in it. So, you know, wild caught salmon, look for wild caught, sustainable. So sometimes capsules are actually more economical, because especially if it's third-party tested, has to be third-party tested, USP. But with the light boxes, absolutely, Kara, as you are aware, there are really a lot of light boxes out there that don't do anything, that might be advertising that they're good, but don't have the what's called lux, L-U-X. So it has to be 10,000 LUX, which is a unit of light. And it's used about 30 minutes a day in the morning. And I did share, there's a link, Yale did a nice article on it to go through and actually test some of the different light boxes. And it has to be effective, you know, within a certain distance. So look for 10,000
lux.
Lux.
Yeah.
and 30 minutes in the morning is the way to use that. And it's 85% effective according to research.
I notice a
Just even-
difference. I just put it while I'm doing my makeup and my coffee, having that light. It doesn't hurt. So I definitely think it helps. Thank you so much, Dr. Artemis Morris, for sharing some tips so people can start doing that now and maybe feel better this winter.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Look to the light, Dr. Artemis. Look to the light.